Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the 113th episode of the Penny Bloom Podcast. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson, and I'm back with the magnificent Tavarus Pennington. What's up, homie?
Hello. How are we doing?
I am doing mighty fine, my friend. We've got a good show. Like we teased last week, we'll be talking Season 5 of Rick and Morty's second episode, Mortyplicity. Season 5, Episode 2, and then we'll be talking Tyler, the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost. It's a good one.
And maybe we'll do something else. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe it'll get tacked on at the end. We'll see.
Hey.
What you been up to, though? We ain't seen each other in about, what, a week-ish? A little less than that, probably.
Didn't we see each other this weekend?
Yeah, okay. Maybe it was like 3 days.
But shit, I've been fucking getting really into Star Wars.
Fuck yeah. I'd love to hear it, buddy.
I got
I love to hear it.
Oh yeah. No, I got the Fallen Order game. Because I found it like on PlayStation Network for like $10.
I actually recall that when I first started playing it, you were coming around to do the podcast a lot, and I was like, dude, I can't stop playing this fucking game.
Yeah, no.
This is the shit.
And that's literally what the past 3 days has been. I've beat the entire game already. I don't know how many hours that required, but fuck, man, that shit is so massive.
Like, I actually just started like a replay, because I haven't played it since the first time I played it. It took me like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I got back to the point where we're about to head to Kashyyyk. And that's where I'm at when I'm going to pick the game up again.
You're replaying the
I'm replaying
story?
it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a crazy story. Because it's like, you can't even, like, it's a story-driven game when you can't even skip the cutscenes.
No, you cannot.
Like, you
can't bring yourself to skip the cutscenes.
You can't bring yourself to skip them. Yeah, like, you just gotta, like...
Well, and especially with the game, like, this is where Star Wars needs to focus its gaming ideas. Mm-hmm. It's this story-driven canon that really impacts the timeline, because this is like a massive storyline with Cal Kestis. He even he doesn't face off with Darth Vader, but he sees Darth Vader.
He becomes a literal Jedi. Like, that's not negligible. Like, we need to remember who our Jedis are. Absolutely.
And and given the placement of that game between episodes 3 and 4, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, it's like, it is said that at the time of the original trilogy, all that's left is Luke, Obi-Wan, and Yoda.
Yeah.
So it's like, however, it's becoming more and more, like, we're getting more Jedi who lived through Order 66, and therefore were alive during the original trilogy that just happened to not contribute to the rebellion, which is fine.
Exactly.
They didn't have the foresight for that, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, they do need to figure out a way to write Cal Kestis to either unfortunately pass before the original trilogy, or send him off to the stars very far away.
Which is, I've heard that there is, like, they're working on a second game, like a sequel game to it.
I'm actually seeing a lot of news today that's like ahead of EA Play, the EA event, which Jedi Fallen Order is EA. They tweeted like, hey, now's a good time. Replay Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, no, and that's fire. Because, like, what's crazy, I think, about, like, and you can tell that they put so much work into these games, because these are like real actors. Like, the faces we are seeing are not like just random animated face. Like, these are like
not one bit
real face scans or whatever the fuck they use, that technology. And sometimes it's a little glitchy, sure, like it's fine or whatever. But you respect that you're like playing a movie essentially.
Yeah, you are. That's what I like about it, is I essentially felt like I was enveloped into one of the best Star Wars stories. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like maybe I look on it as one of the best Star Wars stories because I got to play as a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, damn.
But it is fucking wonderful and a fun ass game to play.
Yeah, it is. So that's been consuming most of my time over the past couple of days, but I beat it now. I don't know. I don't know if I might replay it, play the plus, the new game plus or whatever. I heard there's a way to play Cal as like part of, like, as an Inquisitor, like play through the story as him as an Inquisitor. Like, it's the same story and everything, but he just
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, the Inquisitor outfit, and he has a red lightsaber, and I was like, that sounds interesting enough.
Yeah, I'll take a look see.
Yeah,
I'll take a look see. Nah, but I've got Emily on Game of Thrones.
Yep.
You've got Claire on Game of Thrones. We just started
Game of Thrones last night. Actually, it was because I think I guilt tripped her into watching like an adult show. Because we're like, what do we want to watch? And then we had watched Rick and Morty. We had already watched Boondock. She decided to play the Boondocks episode about what happens in prison. What stereotypically happens in prison.
Yeah.
In her living room while her parents are home. So, like, you just got a bunch of cases of the N-word, of the R-word.
Yeah. There's a whole lot going on there.
Just words that really, I don't think anyone wants their parents to hear them engaging with. It was weird. But from there, I was like, you need to watch adult shows. You need to, like, I think that's where the problem is. You don't watch any adult shows. And so she's like, I'll watch Game of Thrones. I was like, all right.
It's funny because I've told you, the arrangement me and Emily have made. Mm-hmm. I watch an episode of Game of Thrones, or she watches an episode of Game of Thrones. I watch an episode of Glee, and obviously we do this all together. However, now we're on the season 4 finale of Game of Thrones, and we are 6 episodes into season 2 of Glee.
Wait, how many episodes are in a season of Glee?
Okay, that is important. That would be like 29 episodes of Glee is where we're at. But Game of Thrones, we're on the 40th.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. So
Game of Thrones is just objectively a better show.
And that's what and I was like, every time I'm like, do you want to watch Glee? She goes, not really.
Yeah, right. She's like, I want to keep watching Game of Thrones.
Well, and the reason is because, like, we've even given these other new shows a shot, like the iCarly reboot and stuff like that.
Did you get Peacock?
Well, it's on Paramount, and I'm getting hooked up by a friend. You know, he's helping me out.
They have Paramount
because I help him get HBO Max, and he wanted all the Nickelodeon stuff, so he was like, I'll give you the Paramount login and stuff. Well, there's also the reality TV side of things that I'm not into.
Yeah.
And if anything from Paramount, I'll engage in like the nostalgic Nickelodeon shows every once in a while.
Right.
You know, I'll throw a Zoe 101 in there, a Victorious, shit like that. But you know, as we watch these sorts of shows, we always end up going, "Fuck, this isn't very good," and we've done that more and more lately. And Emily's like, "Why is nothing good?" And I went, it's because we're also watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That show is so carefully crafted and perfectly written that until season 8 that it's like what else can possibly stand up to it if you're watching it concurrently? It's like nothing else is going to be as good.
No, that's true. And that's what I noticed myself getting into when I was like watching these shows, and that's kind of why I felt like an itch to like get back into like a show like I was wanting to either continue Sopranos, rewatch Westworld, or rewatch Game of Thrones.
And that's where I've been. I was like, and next after Game of Thrones, I'm showing Emily Westworld.
Okay,
you know, that's the plan anyway, and actually might not be a bad time at all to jump back into Sopranos. October 1st, Saints of Newark, the prequel movie. Following Anthony Soprano as a youngin.
Oh shit! I didn't even know they were doing that. That comes out when?
October 1st.
Is that like a
on
theaters?
HBO Max and theaters.
And theater. I might see that in theaters. I want to watch a movie in theaters. I've never done that. Like, I've never been old enough to.
Exactly.
Like, The Irishman is the only one I can think of that's really come out.
And
recently,
it was a Netflix movie.
On Netflix, yeah. Damn. All right.
Now that might be a trip we have to make to the but given that, I think I might have to finish Sopranos before October 1st. Obviously, it's a prequel.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Still want the full story.
Still want the full story, yeah.
And I think I left off on season 5.
Yeah, me too. I want to know, like, people didn't... There was, like, a little bit of a thing about... There's always a thing about great shows that end in the way that they end, like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones.
And Sopranos arguably has the wildest ending there's ever been to anything ever.
Yeah, apparently. And I was like, I want to know what it is.
Well,
do you know what it is?
I do.
Oh,
I don't know the context of it. I just know, like, literally what is happening when the screen cuts to black.
Oh, okay.
And that's what makes people go, what the fuck? It's something that makes people go, like, I remember someone saying, when they watched it, when it premiered in 2007 or whatever, they thought their cable went out.
They thought their cable... Yo, they were like, wait, no, fucking call DirecTV.
And then it was like credits, and they were like, wait, huh?
Okay.
So it is, I don't know what happens. I just know it leaves you going, oh, but, no, I want it.
Right.
What? No.
I kind of want to. Yeah, I want to just know what it is. It was getting a little dry around season 5, but I'm positive.
And like, it's not that it was getting dry. You know, it was more that like I hadn't watched an hour-long drama binge mode since the Game of Thrones rewatch leading up to season 8.
Oh shit!
Which means it had been 2 years since I'd been binge watched a drama,
right?
And that is a heavy drama to binge.
Drama. Yeah, heavy drama.
And like just so many episodes, 13 episodes a season. Like I binged through 13 times 4, 26, 39, 52. Just
52 hours.
52 hours of Sopranos. Before I gave in.
Fuck, that's I don't really calculate how much. Like,
no, it's horrifying when you do it like that, though.
Yeah,
because if I've spent 52 hours watching Sopranos alone, a show that I haven't watched the whole thing of, oh god,
oh god, oh god, yeah.
Oh god, oh fuck.
That's right. Oh god, yeah. I'm excited though to get back into Game of Thrones. I just rewatched. We made it through the first 4 episodes last night. I was like, it's a real it's just a good show. And what's crazy about it is rewatching season 1, especially. Like you're like.
It's so budget, perfectly executed.
Their budget was tiny compared to what they were getting in later seasons.
Well, and you see that in the way they expand Winterfell, especially. Like you see one part of Winterfell,
one part
for like seasons at a time, like 3 seasons. You don't see more than that courtyard in Winterfell or like some of the rooms.
Yeah,
but then like come season 8, you got the whole fucking castle and the village outside. Yeah. Like it's like you got everything here.
Everything. Like, and it's like it's already like pretty well done. Like, but it still looks a little play. The later seasons, each episode's a movie. Like it's like.
And we watched last night here on the projector the first battle at the wall.
Oh shit!
Where the wildlings first attack.
Yeah. And
just watching something, the episodes at the wall. Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten to experience them on like a sort of, or any of the episodes in like a cinematic fashion, with the projector, lights down, there's nothing else in the room. It feels a little more cinematic. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. I can't wait to do this more.
Yeah, no.
Like, especially the long night.
Oh god.
That's going to be special.
Oh god. I'm realizing how convenient it would be to just have a projector in your basement. What sparked the idea for you all to get this?
This was a Christmas present for Griffin. I use it more than anybody.
Yeah, I was like, this seems like they should have known that right down the hall from your room you'd be popping on. Do you have to ask Griffin?
Oh, actually, when we came down here last night, Griff had friends over and they were down here, and I was like, oh, sorry, I'll leave. I'll leave if you want. If you want me to.
I don't really want to.
Griff's like 10 and he's like, nah, I kind of want. I'm like, leave. No, I'm just kidding. No, we did get the basement though eventually.
Their bedtime came around.
Bedtime came around, and that was that. Shall we jump in to Rick and Morty and then Tyler the Creator and potentially something else?
I think so.
Let's do it. Roll the tape.
Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed and now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, Season 5, Episode 2, Mortyplicity.
Mortyplicity. I like that intro.
It's a good title too.
It is.
Have you ever heard of duplicity?
I have. I don't know what it means.
Neither do I. And I'm hoping that this episode is what it means. I'm assuming it means like, you create a duplicate.
You create a duplicate?
Duplicity.
Duplicity. The duplicate potential of the singular.
Yes.
whatever the fuck that means.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Fuck it.
These names
or
are
a linguist.
confusing as hell to me, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Never once do they make like every once in a while they get one.
Yeah. But most of the time you're just kind of like, well, all right.
Well, like the episode that was suggested once we finished this episode, never Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
What? What's that mean?
Yeah, I never Rick and Morty, and I try to figure out like what they're replacing, like
what words they're replacing.
Yeah, what words they're replacing, like never Rick. What are they? Never fricking, never icking, never.
It can be a completely different thing because like the only one that makes sense to me is Star Mort, Rick Turn of the Jedi.
Oh,
that one makes sense.
That one's good.
Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, I have a tough time with every other episode.
I think, honestly, I just think that they have a lot more fun in the writer's room than people like, I think people are thinking that they're in the Rick and Morty writer's room like, all right, so we did this in season 2, so we can bring that through here with this punchline, and then we'll switch to the punchline for season 3, a little callback, okay? This is all highly technical shit. I think they're in there just fucking around.
They are.
They're just in there fucking around, and they're like, what the fuck?
Because here's the thing, is that, like, obviously you have those episodes that, like, really push forward, like, theories and stuff like every once in a while. So, but that's like 1 or 2 a season.
Right.
It's never like, and I'm sure it might be more like that on those episodes, but it's still not quite like that. They are still comedy writers, you know, like they're not like, scientists.
Right.
They aren't that meticulous with it.
No, and I was Clara got me to watch a Rick and Morty theory video, which I did not want to do, but we watched like 5 minutes of it because I was just like, I don't want to be like one of those like, well, let's go to YouTube, watch fucking Rick and Morty theories. Like, just come up with this shit on your own. Like, you don't need to.
That's the most fun part of it.
An authoritative source, but they were talking about how in season 4, like at the beginning of season 4. Or going into season 4, Rick and Morty was facing a so-called identity crisis when they were trying to figure out sort of if they were wanting to go the route of like Family Guy where things just happen and then everything returns back to normal and it's all just like kind of like, or do they feed into sort of a thing that a lot of fans like about the show, which is like the canonical aspects of it and like trying to create these sort of more complex storylines with the characters and between the characters.
And I love that there are also those things that are only mentioned by name. It's like Hawkeye and Black Widow and the Marvel movies referring to Budapest, you know, and it like they always like just like Budapest, and it's like we never fucking saw Budapest. We have no idea what they're talking about. But like with Jerry in this very episode going, so you guys want to know what happened to Beth's mom? Yeah. Well, and then he gets cut off.
Oh, that was Rick.
What did I say?
You said Jerry.
Oh, my bad. I always do that, which is a real fucking big mistake.
Yeah, Rick and Jerry
they're the opposite characters.
They are. They're foils to one another. Whatever. I think that's how you use that word correctly. I don't know.
I don't know. Again, not a linguist.
Not a linguist. Anyways, though, yeah, this episode was different though because it was very intentionally focused on one storyline that involved all of the characters the entire time.
Well, and it's the way the writer said he approached it too, with like this anthology type feel, because it is a weird, it's like a contained anthology, which is weird because like there is a storyline. But like it ultimately ends the same way it began. It's not like it was important in any way. It just happened.
It just happened.
You know?
Yeah, right. It's like it was like that episode was essentially a prequel to something that we may not ever see the actual main event of.
Exactly. And I loved that. I loved the fourth wall breaks in this episode, especially like the way they talk about how they're not going to split up. Because if they split up, we're having A and B story unfolding concurrently, and we can't have that because that'll just get too much, you know? Like, they were like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. No. Yeah, and then there was another one I was thinking of.
There was 2, and it was what I was originally going to say, but I was like, fuck, what is it? And I just went with the one I remembered.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. I forgot what it was. I can't. There's so many, like, the thing about that I'm realizing about Rick and Morty, maybe it's something that I've always known, but I'm like able to realize more clearly now. I like how quick the punchlines come in. Like, it's like every other line, like it's something and you're like, that was funny.
It's what makes it so incredibly rewarding to rewatch because guaranteed there are jokes you missed.
Oh yeah.
And like you can say that for any comedy thing. Like it's like any good comedy thing. Like obviously there are scenes where you're left over laughing where you're going to miss the next joke.
Yeah.
But that's every single episode of Rick and Morty. They just never stop.
Literally.
It's like every 10 seconds there's a new joke being told.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's kind of a really like cheeky way to go about creating a comedy show.
It's another thing that you get this freedom from sci-fi animation where it's like, we can literally do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, literally. And like that's the whole premise of the show though, right? Because it's like, well, there's Rick and Morty. And Rick is a super genius scientist who has access to other universes, like essentially in infinite universes of himself, and he interacts with those. So like there is never like Rick is God, and they say that they always go back to that like line is like, I'm fucking God,
and that's
God.
a major theme. That's a major theme in this episode. Even like, do you get a hard on from creating sentient life? I get a hard on from protecting my family. Oh God, no.
Yeah, and I feel like we even said this in the last podcast we did about Rick and Morty. I can't remember, but like that premise is just fantastic. Like, what would you do if you had the powers of a god?
And that's what Rick approaches every day with, you know? And I loved the aspect, like in the post episode when Dan Harmon's talking about how this is an idea that is bumped up against a lot of other stuff they've done because, you know, they've got clones, they've got decoys, they've got a multiverse of themselves. Like it has already been made clear that multiple versions of these people exist throughout the universe. And it is funny seeing that multiple versions of themselves potentially live everywhere in the world. It's like
well, that, and they die at almost like at genocidal rates for no reason. For no reason at all.
God, and the loop here.
Yeah.
The loop that was created by the beginning being decoys dressed as squids, but originally just thought to be squids, and they have to go on the whole adventure. They have to figure out, and they realize this is what's been happening the whole time. So who knows when it even actually started? We just got thrown in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying?
Like they don't really give much.
And that was another fourth wall break later on, where they're like they have the resistance of the Ricks, Mortys, Jerrys, Summers, you know, it's like, and Beth, it's like, they're all coming together, all the different versions of themselves talking about it, and they're like, squids are coming! Squids being shorthand for, decoys who are pissed.
Yeah, no, they like to do a lot of those, and honestly, that's one of the most unique characteristics of the show, I feel like, is like, I can't think of any other, I don't watch a ton of adult animation, but I guess I do. See, not like the Rick and Morty sort, though. And
yeah, like the only thing that I hear it get ever compared to, the thing that I haven't watched, is Futurama. Like a lot of like I haven't watched a lot of sci-fi adult animation. This is predominantly it. You know what I'm saying?
I've never watched Futurama. I couldn't tell you a single thing about the main plot.
I couldn't either.
I have watched the last episode of Futurama like 2 or 3 times.
What?
I don't know why, but I remember I have distinct memories of watching that last episode like, oh, this is probably a pretty big moment for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, this is the finale of a very long-running show.
Long-running popular show that like was like pivotal in the adult animation.
Well, and
field.
I love that like we're in the golden age of adult animation of sorts, I think. But here's the thing: is that it is only going to get better too. Like obviously, The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, Futurama, these sorts of things change the game,
right?
But they're being executed to like their fullest potential with Rick and Morty, and BoJack Horseman is another one that I think of a lot when it comes to adult animation.
I need to watch BoJack Horseman.
Don't watch it in large doses, buddy. That's all I'll warn you. You will get depressed.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's the thing about the show. Like, it just like the jokes don't really land for me from what I have watched of it. It's just like I don't, and I've only seen like half of season 1, but like I'm just kind of like, I can see where this is going, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere good.
No, it's devastating. All the way through. It doesn't really get better. It's just kind of like, oh, maybe things will be fixed. And then it's like, oh,
No, wait. That's not how things work.
That's not how things work. Yo, that and fucking Big Mouth. I've been recommended Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. Here's the thing. I loved Big Mouth when it came out.
Yeah.
And I think I was like 17.
Okay.
I think. I'm going to have to look into that. When did Big Mouth's first season come out?
I don't know.
Regardless, I loved that first season.
Mm-hmm.
But the older I got, the weirder the concept got to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to revisit
and
this.
I've seen maybe 2 episodes of Big Mouth, and every time I watch it, I'm like...
2017, I was right.
I'm like, the jokes are, like, there's a limit with me and, like, sex jokes. It just stops being funny after a while.
I'm with you. And that's kind of my approach to most entertainment. I feel like references to sex, it's the easiest thing.
Yeah, it's so easy.
It's like everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So all of it is going to be relatable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, and there have been a time in everyone's life where they weren't having sex. So even that's relatable. Uh-huh. So it's like these sorts of jokes and these sorts of punchlines and music and stuff like that. Like if it gets overwhelmingly sexual in nature,
fucking Tyga, bro.
Even like, and here's the thing, phenomenal verse. I have a tough time listening to J. Cole on planes. You know what I'm saying?
I don't listen to that song anymore. Like, I heard it a couple months ago, and I was like, doesn't hit the same. I don't know.
It's just
he was doing a Jeremiah track.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It gets old.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, I'm not saying, like, straight up bad content no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, it is easy, it is simple, and anytime you hear, like, somebody try to do a rap freestyle or something, quote fucking a bitch is going to come up at some point.
Fucking a bitch. Yeah, no, it will. Maybe a couple times.
Multiple times. It's an easy one to come back to. Because it is, like, everyone's going to be like, yep.
Right.
That part.
Right. Which is, but like, and like, to kind of take this back to Rick and Morty, the thing I love about Rick and Morty is like, so when they do when they're like, when they come in and Rick stops the decoy, or like freezes the decoys, and Morty's like, oh, like Westworld, and then
Morty like Westworld, but don't fuck them.
Don't fuck them. And then the next group comes in, and he's like, oh, like Ex Machina. He's like,
yeah, Morty, but don't fuck them.
Like, that is funny. And it's like, they don't do sex jokes a ton in Rick and Morty, but these like references to like these other shows like that aren't super relatable that I relate to, are way funnier to me.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, even when Rick and Morty has done sexual references, because they always add some sort of twist that makes it fucking funny.
Exactly.
Like the dragon orgy. What makes it funny? It's a bunch of fucking dragons.
And they're quote soul bonding. They're
soul
not
bonding.
Really having sex.
We are the slut dragons, and we want to rule the surface world. We must destroy the wizard.
Yeah, no,
like, that's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And then like when Jerry and Beth like divorce, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting laid," and it's by a 3-titted alien who's a hunter. You know, like, it's like,
yeah, it's yeah. No,
it's never. We're not watching Jerry and Beth talk like. Oh, I guess in the premiere we had them being sex positive.
Yeah, they went to go see fucking.
They were watching pornography together.
Yeah, they were watching. But at the end of the episode, they went and saw
Mr. Nimbus.
Mr. Nimbus. Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny as fuck.
The thing that sucks about that is like most people probably haven't seen Ex Machina or Westworld, or
on the whole,
because I burst out laughing at both of those jokes, and for both of them, Claire's like, "What's that?"
Me too.
And I'm like,
me too with Emily.
Westworld and Ex Machina, you just got to know.
Oh, and like especially the Westworld one, like Ex Machina, and like it's also funny thinking about how often that comes up with robot movies.
Westworld's huge.
It's like if you've got synthetic life that resembles real life, guess what's going to be a plot line in that movie? Them fucking those things. It's like a guarantee.
Yeah.
Westworld, Ex Machina, for example. But and those sorts of inside jokes, you can do that whenever we have that rapid punch joke style. Exactly. It's like one after the other. So even if you don't get a reference, guess what? There's one in 10 seconds you will like. Yeah. It's almost a guarantee. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's so perfect about this show in most ways.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just really cleverly written, and it would be so cool to be a writer for Rick and Morty.
I don't even have to actually write shit. Just being in the room, seeing how they do it.
Yeah, just honestly, like I would be so cool.
Well, it's just I get the impression it's just an environment of a bunch of funny people talking.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's too overwhelming. Like you said, it's not meticulous. It's not. I'm sure it's hard work. You know, you're working on one of the biggest TV shows in the world. It's probably hard work, but you know, it's got to be a good time.
It's got to be a good time. Because
working on Rick and Morty, it's got to be a good time.
Otherwise, it won't be a good show.
Exactly.
And that's the what it comes down to. It's all about the feeling you got to create.
It's all about you got to create a feeling. And you know who created a feeling really well?
Who?
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator did.
When it came to Call Me When You Get Lost.
Oh my God, yeah.
Any last thoughts on this last episode of Rick and Morty before we jump into that?
No, I think I'm ready.
I think I am also ready. So again, back next week, season 5, episode 3 of Rick and Morty. Now we jump in to Tyler, the Creator's Call Me When You Get Lost.
Yes, it was such a feeling, and I was listening to that album again, driving home, and last night, and DJ Drama has a part where he was.
We got our toes out.
We got our toes out. Yeah, he was like,
this woman just fed me French vanilla ice cream. We got our toes out.
You know, we all got our toes out. And I was like, yo, I just like cracked up so hard because I was like, that is such a vibe. Like just that little fact. Like we all got our toes out.
That's the best part of the album. Yeah. Like it's like undoubtable for me.
Yeah,
because I've never heard a phrase more Tyler the Creator.
Exactly.
In terms of just like popping up in his music, you know, like, and it not being said by him, impeccable. Like I know that Tyler the Creator wrote that down and said, DJ Drama, yell this.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
But, like, think about like what this album, before we kind of get into what we think the story of the album is, I think it's clear that Tyler is trying to, he's stunned. He's low-key stunned on like throughout the whole album. He's just
100%.
kind of flexing his shit. But that's also part of like kind of what that wolf character is. And
have you seen him on Twitter lately, like answering Q&As and stuff?
No,
he's talking about how this is the most personal album he's ever written.
Yeah, and there are parts of it where you can really hear that.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking about like what he was thinking when he was like, who do I want on this album, right? And he's like, doesn't everybody want an album with DJ Drama? Like, isn't that one of the
another thing he was tweeting about? Did you see
really?
He had a tweet from 2017 that was like, I need me a Gangsta Grillz mixtape.
Oh shit, no, I didn't.
And
see
then
that
he
tweet.
quote tweeted it and was like, done.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, this dude does whatever he
does
wants.
What he wants. Like he was just like, it'd be fucking cool to just have DJ Drama popping up at certain points, like narrating the scenic. A
woman just fed me French vanilla ice cream. You know we got our toes out.
Because I was like, what is DJ Drama here? Because I doubt he's doing that much like real production on the music. Like, because Tyler does that. Own production. Yeah. Like, I was like, I don't think DJ Drama's there for anything more than just the fact that fucking DJ Drama's in on his album.
He wanted him to yell Gangsta Grizzle. You know, that was all. That was just what he needed him there for.
Dope. Like I was like, this is a fun ass album. And also the part where DJ Drama goes, this is for the Sun Seekers. And I was like, that's such a line right there because like that fits what is going on sonically so well. Like, this is for the Sun.
AKA Bunny Hop.
Fucking DJ
Tyler Baudelaire, also known as the Creator.
The Creator. I don't know where he got Baudelaire. I'm not.
I am interested in that idea. So what is your impression of the Baudelaire character though?
My impression is
off
that
bat with this album.
Tyler Baudelaire. So what's the it's Wolf what? Wolf
I don't remember.
There's another part to the Wolf name, like the character that's on the Wolf album.
I do not know.
There's shit.
I will look into it right now.
Yeah, but like I feel like Tyler Baudelaire is like a older, more professional version of the character that I guess he was portraying on Wolf.
The impression that I get is that it's like it's supposed to be his most evolved and sophisticated self.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and it seems more true to. It's not like he's trying to not be Tyler.
No, it's like I might as well be Tyler Baudelaire. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the insinuation I get is that this is basically me.
Yeah,
and it sound and do I sound sophisticated? Tyler Sir Baudelaire, like shit like that. Do I sound a little French? Maybe.
Yeah, right. You might, and it's kind of I think it's a really good way of I don't know, like doing things in a creative way like Tyler does, because he doesn't ever really want to. He even talks about in certain parts of that album where he's like, part of why he creates things the way that he does is because he felt as if he had to sort of make himself something else in order to like be like something else than what everybody either wanted him to be or thought he was in order to be himself.
And that's kind of like the way he's gone about his whole career.
Right. Because
it's like, oh, you just saw me do this. That's what you're expecting now? I'm going to do something else.
Yeah. And like there was a point where he was like, most of the people who like looked like me didn't like fuck me, or they thought I was being like too much or something. He's like, I'm just trying to like do me, like and I was like, that's a fact. But also they did kind of make Tyler sound like a little like when he was going off, he was like, all those people peaked in high school, I'm still fucking going. And he's like, I was like, yeah, he sounds like a little bitter, but you know,
yeah, a little.
It's probably okay. I believe that Tyler probably did get bullied a lot, like, oh
certainly. Just judging by the content of his previous music, it seems like he almost certainly faced some scrutiny in high school, you know?
Right.
And I, like you said earlier, he is certainly flexing just all over this album.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's funny, and, you know, there's like multiple songs on this album that are about him fucking somebody else's girl.
Yeah.
Somebody else's partner, rather.
Yeah, there are. He also does a lot of the like. I feel like he brings back in sort of some of the outlandish shit that he used to say that he kind of like moved away from, just because that wasn't what the creative direction of the projects were. But like it's kind of nice to hear him be like, "Oh, I'm still on my bullshit, y'all. Don't think I'm not." Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm still just say shit with no regard for human life.
And you know what?
I don't give a fuck.
And you know what? The way he did that, he went rap. Like, and we talked a lot about how Igor wasn't a rap album. This, however,
that one rap album of the year,
confidently a rap album.
Confidently.
And he raps his ass off on this album. What, as of right now, as it stands, are your standouts, favorite songs?
First listen, I just kept coming back to Corso. That shit was so hard to me because like Sir Baudelaire is good, you know. It's oh shit, he put the features on there. That was not there an hour ago.
It's not even there on mine.
All right, see, look,
that's weird. So let's run through this.
I was wondering who the like there was in the later album parts of the album.
So we got Sir Baudelaire featuring DJ Drama, Corso, Lemonhead featuring 42 Doug, What's Your Name featuring Young Boy NBA. And is that the one with Ty Dolla $ign too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then Hot Wind Blows featuring Lil Wayne and that wheezy verse.
That wheezy verse, bro.
Did you see that tweet that was like my dad listening to shit? My dad at age 23, this Lil Wayne verse is fire. Me at age 23, this Lil Wayne verse is fire.
Yo, isn't that the craziest? Yo, I was listening to Hot Wind Blows too, and like, as soon as you heard the lighter flick, I was just like, oh.
It was just like, oh, this is the shit.
This is the shit. But yeah, also Domo Genesis. That's who it was on Manifesto. I knew I recognized who it was on Manifesto.
That was good,
but I couldn't think of who it was. I like a couple songs by Domo Genesis. Tizo Touchdown. I don't know who that is.
I'm not sure who Tizo Touchdown
Run
is
It Up
either.
was fire though.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So basically, Corso, like that was like kind of like the banger song that I fucked with the most, like the shit that just like
you're gonna go back to a lot.
Yeah, and I just like loved the bass on Corso. I didn't like Lemonhead a ton. It was all right. What's Your Name obviously was fire.
That one was an instant classic. I think
actually not really one of my favorites on the album.
No shit. No, it still is, having shaken out for me, and that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah,
because I usually my least visited tracks are the ones that were released as singles.
Right.
Just because I'm like, well, I fucking love the new stuff.
Yeah.
However, I keep coming back to Lumberjack a lot, more than I anticipated.
Okay.
I like it. I like that one a whole bunch. Just because it just feels like he's on his bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Call me lumberjack because I wish I would. You know, it's like, ugh.
No, I fuck with Massa though was like kind of like the song that was like I think that was probably the song that I think is the best on there right now.
Shit was personal too.
It was, yeah. Like, and I just like how he starts. He's like,
"Whoops,
whatever your shit is, man, do it. Whatever brings you that immense joy, do that. That's your luxury." I was like, speak. Speak. And then he's just like kind of talking about like just like the whole thing about just like the whole concept of the song. I think is really interesting because he's like almost relating it to like, you know, like being in a state of subjugation, but moving from that is like was like the thing that allowed him to, you know, really like express, like learn things about his life. And then I really liked when he was talking about he said see I was shifting, that's really why Cherry Bomb sounded so shifty. My taste started changing from what it was when they met me. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I love Cherry Bomb. Like I remember, and I didn't listen to Cherry Bomb until after I had listened to Flower Boy, but I was just like, you can see the progression from Cherry Boy to Flower Boy to like you can see that he was heading in a direction. His taste was changing.
Yeah, he was definitely going on an artistic shift. Mm-hmm. Like it was, and it's been happening. Like from Cherry Bomb to Flower Boy to Igor, you can clearly see an evolution there. And then after Igor, he was like, all right, I can officially do whatever the fuck I want.
And now this is him kind of being like, going back real quick, like, yep, this is like just so you all know, I recognize this, and like this has like been very intentional. Like it's not like we're not like, I'm not just like doing this shit for money. Like I'm just, you know, shit's changing. Life's changing. I'm fucking rich.
Yeah, like I got money.
There was a line where he was like, what is he? I can't even remember what song he was like. What has he got that I don't got 10 of or something like that? Like I was like, hey.
That's like the better version of Chris Brown's "I Get What You Get in 10 Years and 2 days."
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no, he said, what has he got that I don't got a lot of? Yeah, I can't remember what song it was on though, but yeah, it's basically that. Like what the fuck? And I was like, damn. Yeah.
That makes me feel like shit.
Tyler.
And I love that about rap music though. Yeah. The way that like they will flex the shit out of their money and shit all over broke people. And I'm sitting here broke as fuck going, damn, this slaps. You know, like he is completely insulting me, but that is cool.
What's the song with Pharrell? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, Pharrell and Uzi. Is that
It had to be Juggernaut. It was Pharrell and Uzi?
Yeah, Pharrell and Uzi are on the same song, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, they were just like kind of stunting on this song. Like I remember, like I heard a line from I'm pretty sure it was Pharrell, and he was like something about like some just like space shit. Like he was like, yeah, we gave that, we like did the design or something like that. They were just like giving these insane stunts, and I was like, yeah, all they're doing is being like, yeah, y'all can talk about the shit that you always talk about. We're going to talk about, like, what it's like to really be fucking rich and, like, have, like, anything that we could and have, like, this creative, like, influence, like, on levels that you couldn't even imagine.
And what I love, and obviously Pharrell has had an influence on music that is completely not underrated by those who know music, but, like, it's not common knowledge that Pharrell shaped the music industry, you know, and really he's had a heavy hand in the way things have gone. And the fact that Tyler has, you know, tell these dudes in 2003, Lil Wayne and Pharrell, that in 18 years' time they will be on an album with 42 Doug and NBA Youngboy. What the fuck?
No.
All these guys are on the same album. This spans 20 years of talent. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And I think that more than anything, like,
and DJ Drama, like
who
would have been like, hey DJ, like in 20 years you're gonna be doing an album with Tyler the Creator. You think about that. He's like 10 right now.
And it's just, and I love when young dudes, and I mean like Tyler's 30 now, right? Like at least coming up on it.
He's got to be.
So he's not exactly the youngest dude in the game, but obviously he's not old. So getting dudes, and like What's crazy is Wheezy's like not even 40 yet.
What?
Dude started when he was like 16, so he's still young as fuck.
Shit, and he's been fire since he was 16.
Yeah, and he might be 40, but I don't know that he is. He might be like just like 5 or 6 years older than Tyler, which is crazy.
Hold on, let me see. Lil Wayne is 38.
38.
Born in 82.
That's crazy.
Holy shit. He was married?
So Wheezy is 8 years older than Tyler, the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler is 30.
That's not a huge gap.
Not one bit.
Not for like an adult.
It also shows you, like, because Wheezy came out before 2000.
Yeah, right. Like 1998.
Tyler, the Creator's debut album was like 2010.
Damn. Yeah, you're right.
That is a mind fuck.
2010. Holy shit.
Right?
Because Lil Wayne blew up like 2004, I want to say 2005. Like,
here, let me look into this a little bit. Just like the longevity of Lil Wayne and them being able to intersect is just, it's a blessing, because every time they're together, that shit slaps.
Mm-hmm. Every single time. Like, it's ridiculous how they do that. Like, I was like, yeah, I think Tyler just produces certain tracks, writes his verse, and is like,
yeah,
this one's a Wayne one.
Wheezy's The Block Is Hot came out in 1999.
The Block Is Hot. Damn, that was a fire-ass song. That's crazy, because it's like, there are people blowing up. Like, it's common now for people to blow up at 19 or earlier. And it's like,
but then,
how many of them will have a career on the level of Wayne? Like
Goblin. Tyler's Goblin came out in 2011. That is 12 years after a dude who was only 8 years older than him.
Yeah. Hey, you know?
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, being in your 20s is like watching an award show, checking the ages of everybody, and having just like shitting yourself, being like, "Holy shit, this is horrifying."
Right?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
But you know, Tyler being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hold my own with you now."
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's amazing.
No,
I love it.
It is pretty great, and it's weird to think about too. Like, I'm almost jealous of people who like. And not because California is like a really great place to live. It's really not. Like, no. I feel like the like gas is hella expensive. Wealthy, traffic is fucking terrible. People everywhere. One of the worst homeless issues that like any.
It's either like you are overwhelmingly rich or dead broke.
Right.
In
Pollution
California.
in the fucking air. Like,
wildfires.
Tourists everywhere. Like living in LA would suck. But Tyler talks about his first time leaving LA being at like 19. Like, it's almost insane, because like you got to think about how that would influence him growing up, and then also think about like the fact that that was his bubble. Like, to everyone else, they want to go to LA. They want to get out of their bubble. But that was the bubble
he was in, that LA bubble.
Right. And he like, I don't know, it's almost as if he had more of an opportunity to be dope because he grew up in LA, but he really didn't, because according to him, he wasn't dope until he left LA. Until he really saw the world.
And I think it's fascinating to think about that. Most people, wherever they grow up, that place probably makes them feel a little trapped in a box.
Right.
Regardless of where that's at. And obviously, LA is fucking huge. I'm sure there are different parts of LA that he would have been fine with a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, you know, once you have it in your mind, like, I have to leave LA. This shit is weighing me down.
Yeah.
You got to get out.
Gotta get out.
And he did it.
Gotta go. I still want to, like, I just, like, something about seeing Tyler performing live made me want to, like, try, like, what is it like to tour with Tyler, the Creator? That shit's probably so dope. What is, like, it's
gotta be fun.
Period? Like, that has to just, like...
Well, tour, like, I gotta have the guess. Exhilarating in small doses. Mostly dreadful. Like, that is just in terms of the way that I enjoy traveling.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine 50 places in 60 days.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, that is, holy shit. That has to have a weigh on you immensely.
Oh, yeah, no, it does. And like, but like, I'm just like,
Tyler's got to make it fun though.
Oh yeah, he's got to. Like, I just couldn't, like, being around Tyler the Creator on a daily basis. Like, that would just be like, I don't know. I just feel like he's a cool person to be. Like, he
I guess ultimately
energy.
I guess ultimately the point of this episode is that we just want to be in a room with Dan Harmon, Justin Roiland, and Tyler the Creator and see what happens.
Oh fuck yeah! Yeah, and Seth Rogen.
Oh, and Seth Rogen.
I don't think any of them smoke weed.
I'm actually reading Seth Rogen's book right now.
Really? He wrote a book about what?
Yeah, Yearbook. It's called Yearbook, and it's just kind of a compilation of stories from his life.
I bet he's got
and
some
like,
interesting.
He opens up very autobiographical. You know, he talks about his grandparents and how they influenced his comedy, and it ultimately kind of like almost moved me to tears. And I was like, "Fuck, I'm 10 pages into this." But nah, Seth and Tyler the Creator would be an interesting combo.
That would be a very interesting combo.
I need them as like all 4 of those guys really as like creative counterparts on something, and just see what happens
on something. Tyler does have apparently a movie coming up. I'm not sure if he means like he's gonna be in a movie or if he's making a movie. Either one would be great. I don't know if I see him in like a cameo, like the LeBron James thing and like that one movie,
Trainwreck or whatever, or something like that.
That was not compelling, and obviously I never watched that movie, but I was just like seeing the trailers. I was like, okay, so LeBron's going to be in it for probably 5 minutes.
The most perfectly executed cameo of all time is Keanu Reeves, and Always Be My Maybe. I stand by that.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that.
Make it your next one with Claire. Phenomenal rom-com.
Okay. But yeah, no, like, I mean, I would be down to watch. They need to do, there's not enough, and this will obviously come naturally, but I can't wait for the documentaries about Golfway. Like, just about, like, Tyler's whole, because he's involved, he's done so much shit.
I mean,
already.
like, you go to the Adult Swim app, like we were talking about, Loiter Squad. That's 2 seasons of 11-minute, of 11-minute comedies.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of Tyler the Creator doing shit.
Yeah. And, like, it seemed like that was almost like a little thing that him and his friends were just doing because they were fucking bored.
Yeah.
But that shit ends up on Adult Swim, and it's, like, a massively popular show.
Yeah.
Cult classic, I would say.
Oh, certainly. Did you ever watch Nuts and Bolts with Tyler the Creator?
No. Oh.
It was basically him learning how to do shit.
Waffle shit
where that skit is from, where he's like, all right, now let me talk. Shut the fuck up when I'm trying to speak, you know?
Yeah.
Now there's one where he learns how to create shoes, which is where his Converse came from.
Oh, fuck.
There's one where he goes skydiving, which is fun as fuck. Okay. He races go-karts. It's just, he creates his dream bedroom in his house, which is just like, it's literally just the theme of him doing whatever he wants to do because that's what he wants to do.
Because that's what he wants to do, and he can. He can. I envy that. But,
a king.
It's you always have to think though. Whenever someone a famous rapper gets on an album, and it's like, do what you want to do, and like on one level you're like, fuck yeah, man, that's true. Well, another level you're like,
you got incredibly lucky.
You did get.
Don't get me wrong. Like you have the talented, and you deserve to be here. Mm-hmm. However, there are a lot of people with talent who deserve to be there that aren't.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, and every time someone's like, you just got to put your mind to it, I'm like, in theory, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. It takes a degree of luck too, though.
It does. Yeah. You have to kind of be doing the right thing at the right time and get seen by the right people.
Exactly. There's an overwhelming amount of people who are just massively talented.
Yeah.
And don't make it out of LA.
Mm-hmm. They don't, because LA is such a thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I got a friend who just moved to LA.
Really? Who?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is he going? Like, is he going to school or something out there?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
No idea. I just know he's moving out there.
Yeah. I've known a couple people to Johnny Blocker.
Johnny Blocker. Yeah. That one too.
I think he's still out there. There's this dude that one of Kitten's friends. This guy. One of Kitten's friends was making music in LA. His name was Orlando. He was he went out to LA, was making music. It was like this huge thing. Like one of Kitten's other friends that I'm also good friends with, he would he was closer with him, and he would be kind of talking about oh, he's out there making beats or whatever for these people. Turns out he got in with famous Dex's
I remember you telling me about that.
And then a whole bunch of shit popped off, and he was he came back. He was yeah, they don't fuck with me anymore. they trying to find me type shit. I was just
yeah, I fucked that up.
What the fuck is going on? And
haven't heard from him since.
No. And it's just people really just go to LA. This dude was going to LA with $200. He would go there and not know where he was gonna stay.
And see, like, I respect the hell out of anyone who thinks that we can pull a 1930s immigration story to Los Angeles. I got $7 in my pocket, bro. You will live on a bench. You will live on a bench. I promise. Like, and it's like, in theory, it sounds lovely. It's a great idea. Pursue your dreams. Get a little bit of a financial backbone first.
Yeah, right.
We live in a different time.
We live in a different time, and it's like not entirely possible to just up and leave. Like, it's different, man. The world's fucking changing.
But hey, if you can do that, and you can succeed, all the power to you. That's impeccable.
Yeah,
I mean, and again, you got incredibly lucky.
You did. Yeah, you did. You did. I think I would be more of the opinion of getting rich and just moving somewhere, or not even getting rich, just getting enough money to move where I want to, and moving somewhere people
secluded.
People haven't really heard of. Like, I just
pull a Kanye, go somewhere in the mountains of Wyoming or something.
There you go. Yeah, I want to. Actually, that brings me to another a kind of heated argument me and Claire got into about. She said something about like how all of Kanye's albums are like based on, or like Kanye's process of making art is based on where he makes it. And I don't have any problem with that inherently, but I don't think it's like, it wasn't, my argument was that I don't think like him going to Wyoming to make Yeezus was the reason that Yeezus got made. Like, I think that the idea itself kind of preceded his decision to go to Wyoming, for instance, or go to Hawaii for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. There was a bunch of other shit going on that didn't necessarily, and she's like, no, he goes to these places because he wants to create the vibe. And I was like, but like, I don't know, because Graduation, Last Registration, and like College, I feel like he probably made all those in Chicago. Like,
yeah,
or maybe he moved to LA or something. It was, I don't know.
Well, no, here's my thing. It's like, obviously, I think the place he recorded it plays a part in it. There's a reason he does it. Right. It's certainly, I think it's more an influence thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's like he's literally like, I'm going to create this place through an album.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it sounds like that's the phrasing you were getting at. No, not the phrasing, but like the overall idea she was throwing at you.
But also that could have not been what she meant, because sometimes she just says things imprecisely.
we all do that though.
Yeah, we all do that. Yeah, right.
And especially when you talk to someone so much, right. Like you do hear things that you're like, well.
And then, but like debaters too have this thing about precise language, where it's like if you say something imprecise, I'm dogging your ass, bro. I'm dogging.
Emily be getting so fucking annoyed with me, bro. I'd be like, "Did you mean it like that?"
Like, what did you really mean? Let's get to the psychoanalytic basis behind your assumption. How about that?
Like, catch me inside your head. How about that?
Yeah.
Nah, it's fun. But that does come with just talking to someone so much.
It does.
It's like you hear these little things, and like a little more of you wants to go, no, you ain't mean that.
Yeah, like I don't know about that one. Yeah, that's how it goes though.
It certainly is. You want to move on to the next segment or potentially end the episode? We're running at an hour here.
Yeah, sure. So
want to kind of brainstorm, and if we need to, we'll just go ahead and record a separate sign-off.
Yeah, sure.
If need be.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Next segment, maybe.
Psych. No another segment.
No. Yeah.
Instead, I put you on watch.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna, get into that, see where that takes us.
And just quick. How'd you feel about the premiere of that? The first episode of Watchmen?
That shit was absurd, and I mean, it makes. I remember I tried to watch it once, and I just was so lost. And then I was just like, well, I don't know anything about Watchmen, so I can't do this. And I know minimally more, mostly from your explainers, but still, I'm just kind of like, I'm very confused, but I'm invested now.
And that's the thing. That is what the show is.
Yeah.
It'll give you some answers.
Yeah.
But with every answer, there's two more questions.
You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
And it'll just keep on going. But I can't recommend it enough. It is definitely one of my favorite seasons of television that there's ever been.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones I run back to, like with Westworld season 1 and certain seasons of Game of Thrones. Like,
yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, we should definitely, when I finish, we should do something with I don't know what we would do.
I
but
mean, we could do a whole Watchmen thing. You got the comic and you got the series.
Yeah,
and
we
you
could.
got the rewatch, reread sort of thing. You know, and first read maybe.
First read, yeah.
But yeah, fuck yeah, man. Anything else to say?
No, it was a good show. You know,
That was a fucking
glad to be here.
Glad you were here. I was Colton Robertson, and you were
Tavarus Pennington.
Ooh, it's a lovely name.
No, thank you.
No problem. Yeah,
Rolls off
this
the
was
tongue.
the 113th episode of the Penny Bloom podcast.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we're getting up there now.
Jesus Christ!
Join us on Tuesdays for the Bad Batch, bitches, where we talk Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
Star Wars.
Join us on Fridays for Loki's Losers, where we talk Marvel's Loki. And then join us next week for more Rick and Morty discussion and something else.
Something
on top
else.
Of it.
Yeah, something
We
else.
can guarantee that.
Something.
So remember, follow us on Twitter at Penny Bloom Pod, on Instagram at Penny Bloom Podcast. Head to patreon.com/CoroBloom. I need money. And here's the thing: it's not just money going in my pocket. This costs me money to do the podcast, so it's just going right back to that. So yeah, that would mean a lot. And then, peace, love, and bloom.
Peace, love, and bloom.
And always praise Keanu Reeves.
Yes, indeed.